Historically, it's known that when the Fed stops cutting, then that would mark off the top of the crypto market, and then you would actually get a capitulation like nobody's business, right? So far, it appears as though we are not done with the cutting. We are to price in 1.78 cuts by about December this year. Okay, so if we're not cutting just yet, and I'm starting to notice these types of comments, check this out for yourself. So don't worry, Donald Trump says, about China. It will be fine. Highly respected President Xi, or Xi, whatever, right, just had a bad moment. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So never mind. It's all good, right? Like, just erase whatever just happened and the 20 billion lost or transferred, right? And the $210 million between the 10 great traders in crypto that they lost. Like, no problem, guys. Like that, it's all good. Wait, hold on. Okay, so China, it's just a misunderstanding. So Trump says he hopes that the U.S. doesn't have to put up doesn't have to announce the whole 100% tariffs on China's goods in November. Okay. All right. So now that we know that, right, the Fed isn't, they're not done cutting. So technically speaking, the bull cycle wouldn't be over until that starts to happen. And of course, we're going to have to check out the Bitcoin dominance, because that usually is when, I guess the altcoins start going. And maybe we're just beginning, I think. A bull run? Oh goodness. I don't even know how to take this, but I think I just said that out loud. But there is a potential that, right? I mean, what I'm talking about here, guys, is that the Treasury made an adjustment here. Wall Street has a whole new plan. We have about a 5-year cycle, 6-year cycle potential for reaching the top of crypto. Now, if we observe this chart right over here, well, this is telling us that the Bitcoin dominance is actually just starting to kind of do its little weird thing here. Oh my goodness, guys! I think that we haven't even tapped into the strength of what cryptocurrency could actually do for an upside. I'm noticing, guys. You know what? Crypto Insider put out a video today. I believe it was today, just earlier today. Today is the end of the crypto cycle. It is. Today marks off 1,481 days. The last one was around 1,434, and the one prior to that, regarding the Bitcoin halving, it would be 1,481 days as well. Today is that, and we're still here. On those dates, where, I mean, immediate capitulation. So the biggest wallets are still held, and we're not cutting. We're still cutting rates. Guys, yeah, I think the dude is right. I think we are inside of a super cycle or an ultra cycle that would be potentially 5 to 6 years long. That is scary. Okay, so if that really is the case, then we got something to talk about here, because yeah, I can see it within USDT. Tether dominance has completely failed its run to the upside. Reclaimed structure not only in the pennant, but it's also reclaimed structure in price as well, leaving behind some of the most critical resistances back here. I know it's a little early to say this, guys, and I know that there's fear in the market, right? We have Tom Lee speaking yesterday, or the day before yesterday, right, speaking on this is a great time to buy. We have Eric Trump putting up a tweet today saying that saying to buy the dips. I'm almost afraid to say that the low is in. Right? I don't know. I didn't say it myself, right? I'm just saying, based on what's being mentioned in media, then crap, So let's just kind of keep things, take it with a grain of salt, right? Because I kind of felt like something like this was going to happen. In fact, I mentioned how bullish this was for everything, and how maybe we're not done with the upside whatsoever. In fact, the dip was so damn fast that it would call for a gigantic retrace in mean reversion. And there goes Ethereum, making $400 in a single day on an ATR of $247. Something is going on. Something is going on, and we could also see it through the eyes of XRP. Okay, this is exactly what we talked about. The potentials of a higher low before a trap and continuing on the upside. So there it is. Potential liquidity grabs were just there. I honestly have a feeling, guys, that even though this was that this was the biggest event, a sell-off event that happened in crypto ever. I feel like the faster the downside, the harder the upside. I mean, it's kind of like a bouncing ball, right? Like you hit that thing in the ground pretty hard, it's gonna bounce up pretty hard. And I know I'm really afraid to say things like that, guys, because I don't want you to over leverage. I don't want you to pick up positions here that can lead you into danger. But the resistances that we talked about worked out. The resistances that we needed to break in order for us to get into the zone of about $258.90 has worked out so far, and we're just tapping it now. Remember that this right here, this resistance level, I need for you to remember. The resistance level I'm going to mark off again, 265.39 to 258.90, as we expected from down here. This resistance, if we don't break it, if we don't validate it and confirm, then our shot to reclaim the upside within the 273s and 274s, you can forget. But with the present volatility, what we're getting right now, I don't know how I can say that's not going to happen, guys. Take a look at your 6-hour upside on volatility, massively explosive. We are full throttle. We are accelerated all the way to max with an upside and in bullish control zone, guys, with a gravitational pull. This is likely continuing beyond these targets of 265 this session. So I'm warning you again. I know that you're scared. I know that everyone is freaked out regarding what happened, but this was truly a black swan. What the FTX fallout was, Luna, and COVID, the three of them combined were not, they don't equate what just happened here 3 days ago. By far. So this was truly a black swan event. I know you're afraid. But a lot of the times, and don't take this as financial advice, a lot of the times the biggest fear could be your biggest opportunity. Please take that with a grain of salt. Please make sure not to take that as me being a financial advisor to you, because I'm not. I'm just expressing my opinion here from a cool studio in Los Angeles, California. All right, guys, but with that said, welcome back, everybody. Please do me the favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca, coming at you here, 10:56 p.m. Pacific time on October 12th. Spot price action right now sitting at 254.92. Just to repeat what's going on right there, guys, make sure to respect those upsides, those resistance levels that we just talked about, right? Because right now there is a very critical reclaim of structure within your USDT, which is the tether dominance, guys. This is literally people pouring into positioning right now. And I hope not so hard into leveraging, right? Because that's kind of what happened here. Just a few weeks ago, we were talking about, you know, the markets being due for a global deleveraging, I called it. So the global deleveraging is something that might have just happened. And this would be on a continuation formation with what appears to be like the biggest head and shoulders that I've ever seen in my life on USDT, the tether dominance. If this continues to the downside in these aggressive manners, guys, that means bull run is just an astronomical number that I can't even speak of right now. So heads up on this, guys. I do think that you have a unique opportunity here. and the equity, the capital that's actually locked up inside of your traditional markets. A lot of that isn't reachable right now until potentially your Monday session, right? I still believe all of that has a lot to do with the continuation to the upside. And the way that I say that, team, is because there are tickers like BMNR, like SBET, right? Tickers like those that are backed by Ethereum. Those things, those assets are gonna get continued to be bought up in light of what's happening here. Unless some crazy news like that happens again, where we create a black swan number 2 and back to back. I really don't think that's going to happen, guys, but anything can happen. And I guess it really is. The saying would be when in crypto, right? Instead of when in Rome. But keep that in mind, you guys. Remember the targets that I'm speaking about. Make sure to keep them in mind. Make sure that you are validating your upsides as you continue, guys. As soon as we break above this target here of your 265.39, I expect continuation to the upside. But remember that as soon as we do reach that target, 50% retraces are very, very likely. The opportunity to potentially get long from the touch of this 265 back down all the way to 258, maybe even 249 to 250 is also a possibility. We're going to be facing a lot of volatility here, guys, okay? It's not going to be an easy run. It's not going to be quiet. It's going to be noisy and very dangerous. So please keep that in mind. Be safe and be well. If you have any questions, reach out to me, okay, guys? But I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. And I think everything's good, right? Well, we'll speak very, very, very scary Larry later. All right, team. Adios, and adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.